Hello guys, this is Mohammed Sadek. Today in this video tutorial we will learn Spring MVC with Maven, Ajax and JSON. So let's start in Eclipse. Here we will create Maven project. Go to the new and others. Select Maven project. Next, here you have to choose Maven archetype web. Okay, this one you must give here group ID, whatever you want. Okay, here it is. Now we would see what are these things in it. It is loading yet. Okay, it is done. Now go to source directory, main and web app. Here JSP gives error because the library, JSP library or servlet library is not included in it yet. So we have to include the libraries in the form of dependencies. Dependencies, what are the dependencies? Dependencies are such kind of things we need to declare and define and the POM file, pom.xml. So there all the libraries of Java should be downloaded in the project. We do not need any library include explicitly here. For the implicitly we include dependencies in it. Okay, that's why we would go to the pom.xml file. Here the dependencies tag, dependencies is a super tag and the sub tag will be dependency. So here we will add dependency for servlets and JSPs. Here I have put servlet API. Servlet API, that is a dependency, so that all the servlet libraries should be downloaded in it. So save it. Then this error is removed now. So there are a lot of dependencies. This is one of them. It is for a servlet. So we need here include all the dependencies in POM file. I think the letters and font size is so small so that you cannot watch it clearly. So we should enlarge the size of font first. Windows properties, journal editors, text editors, font editing. I think this size is appropriate for us. Okay, here is a servlet dependency, and now we need some of other dependencies. Dependency for Hibernate, dependencies for Spring MVC, and dependencies for MySQL connector. So there the MySQL connector gives us the facility to interact with a database, MySQL database. So we need to put here all the dependencies. So we will not include jars explicitly here and then any library. So all the libraries and letter version according to the version all the libraries will be included. So we need here import dependencies first. So here are these dependencies. This dependency is just JSTL, JSP tab library, and this is for Spring Contest support, and this is for web MVC and ORM, Spring ORM dependency, and this is a for transaction, and this is for web Spring Web for web services, and this is Commos DBC CP for database pool, and this is MySQL connector for connecting the JDBC with it, and this is JSON mapper ASL for JSON mapping. This is Google JSON for JSON we will use in our project JSON functionality. That's why. And after these dependencies we need to describe in POM file about our Java version and Spring MVC version here in the form of properties. Here it is. I have declared is 1.5 is a Java version and 4.2.1 is a Spring version. So all the modules are according to these libraries. Some of the modules are included here. So the next process is to define the front end controller and web XML. So we first need to know about the servlets. Here, according to the servlet, we can redirect URL when someone as a head client head on the particular URL. Then we go to the dispatcher servlet. A dispatcher servlet is also known as a front end controller and Spring MVC. So we need here to configure for their dispatcher servlet. Here is a servlet name is a Spring MVC, and the servlet class, this is a class for dispatcher's servlet. It is a front controller servlet. All the request here, it is a mapping. All the requests will redirect to this servlet. Then this servlet decide what is the request and how to manipulate it. If it is requested for a particular controller, then it goes to the controller address, and it will give and choose the view according to it, and it returns and it back result to us. So we need to configure Hibernate and some of the other things in application context. So we need to it, and before creating application context file, we need to some of the listeners for dispatcher servlet usage. So here we will include here. I have declared the web context loader listener. It is used for dispatcher servlet. Whenever the application will be loaded, the context loader listener will head, and it will create application context for the dispatcher servlet. Okay, these are the for dispatcher servlet usage. So we need application context for importing there. Here it shows an error, so we need to define the syntax and structure web application. Okay, here I have add the ID and the version of web XML. So that's why there was error in file. So need to define these kind of things and add. So let's create web application. So we need a file, XML file. Here it is, application context. So here we will define data source and session factory for our Hibernate, and some of the configuration for annotations and annotation scale, and define the packages for scanning. Hibernate will use those packages for its dependency injection. So let's go. Here it is. Now all these things. The context annotation config is used for auto-wired. We use auto-wired in controllers and in services and DAOs, all the auto-wired, because it's load object and dependency injections. It gives us, and so Spring MVC make an object there itself. Okay, this is a package, the main package. I have used a main package .com package. Here we can see that, but there isn't any. We need to configure package first. Go to the properties. Before creating a new package, we need to check the source files. Here are some source, two of the sources are missing. This is optional. We should remove it, and this is a main Java missing. Main Java missing, so we need to remove first it, and here add a new folder or new project, and main create with name Java. Finish it. Okay. Now the Spring MVC source main Java is a new. Okay, and in that directory, in that package, we need define other packages in the main Java. So here new, we can declare here the some of the our project structure. So need package com is a package name com Spring MVC. com.spring MVC is a package name. So we need here, because we should remove this because it will go long package. So com is important. Com is a package name. Here in com package we need to define other some kind of packages, like in com we can define DAO, simple DAO. Okay, all the DAOs will save in it. Here we should remove this it's not necessary. Oh, sorry, we need to start com.DAO the main package. com.DAO impl for implementation. DAOs are for repository. We will interact with the database in these packages, and DAO package all the interfaces will be there, and in DAO impl all the classes implemented according to that those interfaces will be here, and we need here other classes packages for services. So com.services all the services interfaces will be saved in services. So we need another for implementation package, services impl for implementation. We need another for our controllers. So we need controllers package. We need another package for our entities. Here for entities, here all are the done and almost. So entities like table name, according to the table we need define our class, and entities and services and services implementation. Here those services will be called and controllers. These are controllers. Whenever dispatcher first client request to the dispatcher servlet or servlet, then it goes to the dispatcher servlet. Then it will think and it will check controllers, what kind of controllers is required for that URL or request. Then the controller will use services and services implementation, and the service implementation will use DAOs and DAOs implementation. And in the DAOs implementation we will use entities, and entities will be used on all of other controllers or other packages. So we need to define these in it. This is a base package. So the base package is a COM, and the COM is a base package for those. And this is a annotation driven for used for annotations. We will use annotations in our controller services. So this is a resources are the resources like style HTML or JavaScript, and will be used in resources. This is a data source. Data source we need to define the DBCP and basic data source. We have defined these dependencies for a database pool in our COM file. We know that this in that bean clause, these are bean clause. These loaded while when we run project. Okay, this is a property, name as a driver class name. The driver class name, this is a com.mysql JDBC driver. Okay, and this is a URL for our database, and that's a database. We need to see our database. There should be tables, so that we can manipulate or interact with them. Okay, so that database, the username is a root and password is a 12345. So here it is. So this is a query. So there are three fields: user ID, username, and email. So we need to do this. We are on the table is now created. Here is a table. So in this table there are only three columns: user ID, username, and email ID. We will save the record here and delete the record from here and update the record in it. Okay, so this is a table query for creating the table only. The simple, it is so simple. We move to the project. Okay, then this is a section for session factory for our Hibernate ORM. ORM is a different. We know that the clauses in Java are so different and so different than data tables in the database. So that's why we need ORM, object relational mapping. The object relational mapping is a technique. Is a JPA based specifications. We need to configure such a type of such a type, and we need all the properties of object and with the all properties of the table with the fields. Okay, we need here this is the data property. We know the data source as a reference. We have made the data source in above file, and we know that this is a Hibernate property name under. Okay, these are some of the properties. Hibernate properties. Hibernate dialect is a something like that. We we are telling the Hibernate for MySQL dialect. When the Hibernate started to talk or started to interact with the database, it will know that I will generate some such kind of queries according to my SQL perspective. And this is a show SQL. Whenever we interact with the Hibernate, and all the queries and all the commands will be shown in our console. This is a lazy loading. Loading is a technique, and whenever the object is loaded in Hibernate, there are two types of techniques and scenarios in Hibernate, and those are loaded. One is a lazy loading, and another is a eager loading. So, and this is a default schema. We know that there is a default schema as a test name. The schema name is a test. So here the format, SQL format is a true, and SQL commands is true, and Hibernate mapping to data DDL, data definition language, is a true. That's committed now. And we know there is a transaction manager for transactions. In the transaction manager, we need to define session factory. Above we have made this a session factory for our Hibernate, and here the session factory, and with the reference is the session factory. Okay, this is done, and we need this application context defined in web application, so that while running our project, this should be loaded in web XML, because web XML is loaded in servlet. Here it is, context parameters, application context, web INF, and application context. As it we have put this in application context. So we need now something like here in application web INF application, we need some of folders for our pages. So we need views folder in it, and the views folder we need all the JSPs here in views folder. So we need this configure in our web, so that whenever controller started to find views for its usage, so it will be founded in views here. So now we need to configure this, and there we must need to create another file for servlet or XML. So the same way we need to install XML, servlet XML, Spring MVC servlet.xml. Here it is. Now I have defined bean here for internal resource viewer, and internal resource view resolver is it helps us to search views, all views where we have defined the properties. The properties defined here in views, web and INF and views. Sorry, it is out of web INF, so we need to move in web INF. Here in the web INF we have moved views. So with the suffix in the last file, the suffix is a JSP.jsp. So it is almost complete. We need now controller. So we have to define controller in it. So with the name of controller, we have user controller. It is defined in controller package now. Whenever it request come here. The annotation for controller is a controller, add controller. Okay, then there must be request mapping for mapping. Okay, we need mapping. We need mapping here. Users. I have put this as the users. So in this file, in this user controller, we need to add a map, add configurations, and adding methods for guests. Okay, I have added method here. I have made a URL for users and a slash page. Whenever I will put this in browser, the localhost L0 as user slash page, then it will lead us to hello.jsp. So now the get model and view. Model view will gives us a page, and it is a model view, and we can send an object to it, and we can have a JSP page from it. And we need first create a JSP page in view. View is empty, so need JSP page here with the name hello, because we have defined hello in our method. So here is now JSP page. It's a hello page. Okay, hello page. Heading title is 3. Hello page. Okay, now we know that this is a JSP page name, hello.jsp. So we need to run a project first for testing here. So here are all the things, all the log in the console. So I think if there is storage, there isn't any error. Oh, it is an index page. It is an index page. Hello world is an index page. We can see that this is an index page. It is in wipe or inf. It is a hello world only. It is main index. We do not need it. We need users slash page. We need this user slash page. Now it is a hello page. It works good. Okay, now we can use our default browser, and for default browser go to the Windows and web browser. Here's the web Chrome, so we can set it as Chrome, and go to preferences, and in the journal, then we can have a web browsers. We can add a new here. We can add it locations. We can find the location, appropriate location. This is a Chrome location. We can add it. We can make it it's a Google Chrome. You can now see that there is a Google Chrome. Okay, now run it again. We will have Google Chrome for our project. So here it is, Google Chrome. So now it means that our controller is works fine. Now we need we need to add record in our database and delete record from database. We need some functions or methods and DAO and entities. We need first define any entity for our database table. So we need create first of the server now for showing the errors or something. Entity, we know that our table name is users, so users is entity name, where we can define this entity. It is an entity, and annotation with the entity here, annotation with the entity, and table annotation for table name. Okay, table name. We know it is a table name is users. Go to the database and see that the table name is users. So it is a table name is a users. We define here the table name users. There are only three fields: user ID, username, and email. We can define here in our project. Okay, and all the fields should be private, so we will need setter and getter methods here. It is int id and the user id. So private string username as perspective camel case. The syntax we can use Java syntax string email. Here all the fields are here, so we need to define we need to have setter getter methods. So here our setter getter methods are all fields. Now need to define some annotations over here. For annotation for id, we know that this field, this instance variable for id, and we know that this will be generated value. This will be auto increment. So we need some strategy for auto generation. Generation type is for auto. Okay, then whenever this entity is used, in the any time it will create auto generate id. So now we need to define column. What column name is in our database. So column name should be here defined here. For that, so we need to check column name. The column name was user id, not just id. That's why we need to tell Hibernate it is a user id column name. So here again we need same thing, name for username. Username is in the database defined as username. The same way we need column name for our email address. So email address now it will be used as an entity for our project, for our DOS classes and for controllers anywhere in our project. Now it will consider that this is a table, users is a table. We can use it in SQL queries too. No need to define DOS and services. Here is the interface user DAO. Okay, then the user DAO we need all the methods for our functionality. It is common to use functionalities as a public string, list. Here it is. Now list the users. Whenever I will call list, and all the users will be fetched from database and delete. Whenever I am used to delete and pass users to it, and it will delete user from the database and save or update. Save or update is for saving a new record or editing or an existing record in it. Now we need implement this in DAO users implementation. So here we will create class users DAO IMPL. We need all the implements user DAO. Okay, then now here it is. I have added repository repository and the above class of user DAO implementation. Repository work as it will scan while it scan it will load the dependency in it. Transactional is work like similar it have a more functionality for transaction management. Okay, and auto wire section at in the data in dependency injection it is loaded. So from dependency injection Hibernate created for us. So session from session we will use to get use to get current session. From current session we will save our record, save or update record, and we can fetch from current section to create a query. From query, this is a SQL query to avail a list from this method, and this is a delete. Whenever users object is paused as a parameter and add this method, then it will delete from the database here. Okay, now we need service classes here in the services classes for retrieving. You need interfaces in it. So user services we need define the same same methods that we have defined there in the services. Here are these methods, and we need a class service class for implementation. User services IMPL there. And it will implement the user services. Okay, then we need setter methods here. Journal setters. Sorry, we need to implement source for override. Implement override methods here. All the methods are overridden here. Now at the services we need to add service annotation there, and need auto wired is DAO auto wired as user DAO. Okay, we did it. User DAO. From user DAO we can call their methods according to it, and it get list method there, and it get user DAO get delete method too in it. And now in it the save or update, it knows that now all the functionalities is done here, and we need to implement we need in a screen for our project. Here we need all the a page for adding and inserting a record for that. So here I have put all these files for HTML and form for HTML, adding name, email. Okay, this is a hidden field, and input hidden field for having user ID for editing. Okay, this is a table for dynamically record loaded it there in a screen. And I have used to import CDN Google CDN for loading JQuery file online. Okay, then I have tag JavaScript tag for JQuery and save the record. I have a method, submit method, to save a record and just call. And this function is for delete and I have used this function. And this is adder for edit function. Whenever we click on any data menu for editing, then all the data will be loaded in form fields there, and we can update there. Okay, then now we need to define, and this is load function for loading and file dynamically. It will generate a table, all the record according to the table. Okay, then this is a table, table records and table data, and I have and it returns from the controller JSON, and in the JSON form we retrieve the all data here in the JQuery. So now we need to define other methods in controllers for our operation, and we need to have some of the other methods to define here. So here are other functions, methods for manipulating with the data with the database, save or update. And here I used services for saving data, and I have put on these messages, and I have data, the status, and list back for to the page and client. And we know that this is a response body has get generate a JSON, and all the JSON from the to the response body, and the user and the client will send the data. It will use according to the users, and so there's a thing. Now we need to run the project, and this is a project. Okay, this users. Now you go to the users page. Now here is a page, so we can add that record here. Email address is support, or you can say that support dot Sindhi tutorials. Okay, then submit it. You are successfully added a record. But the problems name here. So we need to check this error. This is not a functional error. This is a business logic error. So we need to check this. I think it is a name convention, and JQ and JSP. In JSP I use user ID and username and user ID, but in entities I have used username and ID. We need to change these according to JQuery. So we have to we need to change it, user ID and username Okay, then I have used this core errors. We need to remove these setter and getters. Now add again setter and getters, so that all the errors should be removed. Now setter and getter are removed, then stop the server first. Okay, then I think that's okay. We need to now we need to run project again according to changes. So now users and page. So now we need to add another name, Sadik Auto, and another email. I think there is a problem. This is a name convention problem. think we need to restore. First we need to clean server, all the servers clean now, and now we need to restart again server. Sometimes is problems. Okay, stop server first, and run again. Okay, then it's users page. Okay, we need to add again Sadik and another email. This record is successfully added. So this is Sadik and Sadik auto and live and delete. And the record is successfully deleted now, and we need to refresh it. We need to edit it and edit this is edited. Now I am putting this M or Sadik before Gmail. Okay, I have updated two of fields, and now it is updated the two of fields. So guys, this was my little bit effort for you. Okay, and bye bye.